Hi, today I want to show you how you can translate user-generated content and localize your content website. So if you have users on your application writing content, for example, in English or any other language, you can then localize it based on the person that is viewing the site. And we can do this as simple as even being server-side rendered. So it gets fetched by Google and it gets a bonus when it comes to SEO. So I want to show you how you can set this up in Nordcraft and Xano together. So let's get started with that. So first of all, we need to store our content. So let's just add a table here. Let's enter the data manually and let's call this content translate, just so I know what it is about. We will not create an auto API endpoint. And now I got my data in here. So what I need for this content, I just need a text field that's plain text, and I will call this content. There you go. So now I got the content, and what we're going to do to translate the content is we're actually going to use an open source translation tool called LibreTranslate, which has very generous pricing. You can self-host it yourself for free, and AI can help you get that set up. It even works offline. But if you want the convenience in just using their API key, it's $29 a month, but you get unlimited translations. You do have some rate limits, but you can work with caching or store things in the database to make it really efficient. It's way cheaper than Weglot. 100% definitely. Weglot is ridiculously expensive, and this is a very cheap alternative to that. So let's get it set up right now. So if we go back in here, we just need our content. Now, thank God I already had ChatGPT write a little poem for me. Let's copy that content and put it into our database. There you go. Boom. Save. Okay, now we have content and we have an ID. So now we just need to have an API getting the content. So let's duplicate this tab. It'll take a little bit. Okay, we'll go to the API and we'll create a new API group, content translate, right? And we'll save this. And I want to say you want to work with caching for this so it gets even cheaper, but I'm just covering the basics of this idea, and then you can extend it from, where I'll stop in this video. But we'll add an API endpoint in here, and I will call this post/ID, right? And then we'll make it a GET request, and we'll add no authentication. Okay. Now I'll put this ID in this object here, so I can add an input of text ID, and that will be required, right? So I can get this ID from the block in the URL passed into it. And now I'm doing a GET record from my translate database, and I will get it from the input ID, and then the output will be the blog post, right? So now when I run this, and I will put the ID from the data table in here, and I'll put it right inside of here, and I'll run this, you'll see that I'm getting the blog post back, right? And if I publish this endpoint now, and I copy the endpoint URL, I can put it in my address bar here, and now you see I'm not getting anything because I need the ID. So let's copy the ID and let's put it in this URL. Let's put it right here. And now as you can see, I'm getting the blog post based on the URL in here. And now I want to add the ability to have a query parameter to be language equals ES, and then to turn this into Spanish, which we're not doing yet. So for that, we need to set up an API. So let's go back in here and let's add a conditional statement to this. So let's add a conditional. And again, you want to work with caching, or you want to store the translations in the database to make it cheaper for you. But we're not going to talk about that. If you want some help with that to save even more costs, take a look at NoCodeProCode.com. This is where we have daily office hours, daily Zoom meetings to help you set those things up one-on-one with me and you know, everybody else who's in the group meeting. But if you want some help with some of those more advanced implementations, definitely check out nocodeproco.com. It's only $129 a month, and you get essentially one-on-one help Monday to Friday in a Zoom meeting from me to set those things up. It's definitely a great deal. If you compare this to hiring someone to do this for you, you will be saving thousands of dollars with this small investment here. But let's continue. It's not enough advertisement for a day, I'll promise. But now we have this conditional statement, and now we can add an input here called language. Language, right? And we will not make this required. We'll actually need to make the ID required. Oh, it's already required. Perfect. Now we have the language. The condition now will be language does not equal null, and language does not equal en, because we'll assume that English is the default in which people are writing. In case that's not true, you want to adjust that, of course, right? But if this is not the case, you want to now run an API call. And again, this is now every time we are requesting this, we're running an API call. Now they do give us unlimited requests, but we'll end up paying more for rate limits, right? So you can do it like this. This is the simplest way to get started. If you have like a few hundred users on your application, that can be completely fine. But if you are getting to scale, you want to think about how you can smartly cache this in your database and those kinds of things. And if you need some help with that, we can talk about those complex setups on YouTube here, because it just takes way too much time and there are only 3 people who have an interest in it. Definitely take a look at nocodeproco.com. I know I promised I didn't advertise anymore, but you know, just take a look. Link is in the pinned comment and description. But let's go back here to the API, and let's put the external API request in here. Now we need to communicate to this server. So in here on Libre Translate, we can just copy their endpoint URL. We'll go to Xano, paste this in here. We now need to get the request body. So I'll just copy the body inside of here, and we'll put this in here. We'll say with filters. Now it nicely formats it. Source auto, we want that, so it automatically does all the setup. And then target, this is what language we want it to be. This will be the language code coming from the language variable, right? From the input here. Format text, alternatives 3 is fine. And then now we need the API key. And now I will get my API key in here. Okay, I will change my API key, don't worry. I'll just hard code it. Ooh, I'll just hard code it inside of here. There you go. You can make it dynamic coming from an environment variable to make it more secure. But again, this is just for illustration purposes. Then the header, we need to push content type application JSON. Content type application JSON. So we're getting this as a JSON response back. We'll have a timeout for 10 seconds. That seems fair. And then we're getting this as API 1. This looks perfect. So let's add a stop and debug on this, and let's see if it works. Stop and debug, okay, and we'll return API 1, and we'll save this, and we'll run. And now we'll do ES for Spanish. I'll run it. And now, as you can see, we need to make it a GET request. So let's go to the API. I did forget that. We need to make it a POST, not a GET. I apologize. Let's save that and run it again. Okay, pretty fast. Invalid missing queue parameter. Okay, let's take a look at the API. Queue. What does the queue need to be? No idea. Queue's empty. So, oh, that will need to be the text. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so let's go in here to the queue, and the queue will need to be the text. So we go on the content that we're getting from the backend, right? And we're taking the content here, and we'll be applying this, so it'll translate it. Let's run it. Okay, and as you can see, we're now getting the translated version. To make it run faster, I'm just going to opt in to only have 1 alternative. Or 0 alternatives, right? Because they'll give us only 1, right? As far as I understand how this works, but I could be completely wrong, so we'll see. Okay, no, that is exactly how it works. Okay, perfect. So now we're getting the translation back. So now with this translation being back, we want to inject this into the content translate, right? So let's do an update variable. And I'm going to translate content on translate.content. Now we're updating the specific content piece of that variable set above here with the API response, right? The result and the translated text. So now when I save this, we're running this code. And now if we take a look here, we're now returning this, and it should now be in Spanish because we did translate it. Take a look at that. So now when I publish this API, and again, every time we're running this API, every time the content is being loaded, meaning you do have this limit here, if we take a look at their pricing, of 80 translations per minute. So if you expect 80 people to view your site per minute, which means about 1.25 person is viewing your site about, then you'll have some problems, right? You need to upgrade and pay more, which is still cheaper than Weglot, and this is essentially how Weglot works, right? But if you do want to save money, let's say you have a high traffic site, what you can do is whenever you translate it, right, you can go into the database record and add saying ES, and we have it in here, and then you can do a check if this database record has ES, and then serve what's already been translated, so you can cache it in the database, so you don't have to run this again and spend money, or you're not spending because you get unlimited, but reach your rate limits faster and have to upgrade to a bigger plan, right? That essentially is the idea how I would implement this, but for the sake of convenience, we're just going to do it like this, and I hope that is fine. But take a look at this. There you go. And now I could go and reload this API here. And as you can see, it serves it now in Spanish, right? And I can change. I can do French, FR, right? And then I'll get it in French. Look at that. Perfect. So now we can take this API. Let's go in here and let's copy this endpoint URL. And let's set it up in Nordcraft, right? Where I would just put my API. Ooh, what am I doing here? I would just put my API in here. I'll continue. Okay. And now in here, I need to get the ID. So on the page here, we're adding a path called post, right? There'll be a parameter path, so it's dynamic like a Webflow CMS item, if you're familiar with that. I will get my ID from the piece of content from the database, so it's dynamic. I'll put it in here as a sample data. I will add a query parameter for language, and then default will be EN, right? And then I have those information now coming from the website. I will now call this post API, okay? I will now go in here and link this with the post parameter, and then I will go on parameters on this API, and I will set a parameter of language, because this is what our API requires, language. Let's go back to Nordcraft. We have language, and now this will be linked with the language input from the URL. Now if I run this, you'll see we'll get the content here, right? Look at that. So now inside of here, I can add a paragraph. Okay, and I can now link this text with the API response. There you go. Let's make it with 25 rem or 100%, but we'll go on the main and we'll make it go with 2 rem, 4 rem, 4 rem, and now when we open the site, we got the text in here, right? So now if I just open the normal site, we'll have it in English, and if I now go to the query parameter, language equals ES, we will now language ES, ooh, It seems like it doesn't work. Let's see why this doesn't work. Interesting. Let's go in here and let's make this ES. Let's see. Let's run it again. It still gives us English. So let's take a look. Language ES. And let's take a look what Xano is receiving here on our backend. Let's take a look at that one. We're doing language. Oh, we're doing language underscore for some reason. We don't have that. Why is Nordcraft sending this as language underscore? I do not know why. What's going on with that? So let's delete this parameter again. Let's do language. Oh, what? Oh my God. Language. Okay. Let's try ES. Okay, there you go. So now we have this. Let's try having this come from the language parameter. And again, you can see it's slow, so we want to add some caching, but this is just the general idea. We now have it in English. And now I will do query parameter, language FR for French. And as you can see, it does take a little bit to load if we're doing French. But now we have it in French, right? So again, we want to work with caching at some point. We want to extend this. But that's essentially how you can work with user-generated translations, and it's rather cost-effective. So definitely check that out. But you do want to work with caching at some point at scale, and we'll make some videos on how you can set those things up, how you do the caching. So there will be a part 2 of this video, how you set up those kinds of caching mechanisms to just, you know, have it be as cheap as possible, because that's ultimately our goal. Now, speaking of things that are as cheap as possible, a really good deal is NoCodeProCode.com. If you're building an application in Nordcraft, in Xano, you want more of those tips, you want one-on-one help when it comes to building it, or you're stuck at something, and you just need help to overcome your roadblocks and to get this out there into the world and start making money from your ideas, or start delivering the project to the client so you can get the outstanding 50%, take a look at NoCodeProCode.com. We will help you, and I will personally help you in there. Get your project set up, get it done for the small price of $129 a month. You can get Monday to Friday personal access to me in Zoom meetings where I will help you across any roadblock that you may face, and you get access to hundreds and hundreds of hours of educational content, courses, tutorials that have never been published on YouTube before, that are only exclusively for that membership. For you as a member, you get access to exclusive templates and all kinds of things. So definitely check it out if you're stuck at something or you just want to move faster than anybody else out there, right? Take a look at that, because relying on the support that you get on Discord and some forums, right, is always a thing where you have to spend all your time to save a little bit of money. And most of the times it's just not worth wasting any more time. You want to get it out there. If that's you, you don't want to waste any more time, you want to make progress faster than anybody else, take a look at NoCodeProCode.com. It's exactly what you need. You can join today by clicking on Join Today, and then you'll just put in your information and you're good to go. You get instant access to hundreds of hours of courses, templates, and you can join office hours a day if you want. So definitely check that out. You'll 100% love it. That's my guarantee to you. But regardless of if you join or not, thank you so much for watching this video. Really appreciate that. And I can't wait to do more exciting translations together with you here on YouTube. And make sure to give this video a like so it boosts the algorithm, and ideally also give it a comment and say if you like it, if you don't like it, or any other further video suggestions that you would love to see here on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.